So I end up getting in the end zone program, and I had the most amazing academic advisor. Her name is Miss Gwendolyn Perry. She still works at North Carolina Central to this day. I still keep in touch with her because, listen, if it wasn't for Miss Perry pulling me through and staying on top of me, so you can do this, and girl, I see great things in you, and just all the things that all just the things that I needed. And I always was searching for like a motherly figure, and she poured into me. And eventually, I will say in 2021, I ultimately ended up graduating from North Carolina Central with my bachelor's in science and my bachelor's in science and behavior and social sciences, which is really who I am. I really observe people. That is so much who I am. And so I was studying to take the LSAT because my goal was I was going to become a double eagle. And that because North Carolina Central has a law school, one of the top law schools in the nation. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm going to go to law school. My father wanted me to be in law school. And I was like, okay, we're going to do this. And plus Claire Huxtable, like, who did want to be a lawyer after seeing Claire Huxtable? She was like everybody's, TV mom. She was everything. So, and I had no idea that women were attorneys until I saw the Cosby Show, and I was like baffled. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So nevertheless, I was going to fulfill that dream. And man, listen, I took that LSAT that first time, and I got the proctor from Hades. I mean, she was awful. So much so that LSAT ended up giving me a 2-year waiver so I could retake the test and reimburse me for the amount of that I paid for my test. I mean, yeah, it was a nightmare. But in the process of studying for the LSAT, I had a tutor, and he had his master's in public health. And as we were getting to know each other, he said to me, Fawn, I really believe that you should consider getting your MPH. He said, just listening to you talk and the things that are important to you, that could really be where you land and do very well. And I'll be honest with you, I was rolling my eyes at him because I was like, man, I always trying to tell a woman what to do. I literally said that. Well, not in the same words. But, and so he had his MPH from Carolina. I went on to UNC Chapel Hill's website. I had not investigated any other school. I just knew he graduated from UNC Chapel Hill. I went online. I found UNC Chapel Hill. They were offering if you got accepted to their MPH at UNC program, which is their online program, but they also were offering a award to help offset your tuition. I was like, that works for me. So I applied, and I was gobstopped when I got accepted to UNC Chapel Hill. And I got accepted to the Master's in Public Health program with leadership and practice. And around the same time, I ended up starting my position that for the organization I work now. And it just was a perfect fit. Everything just like boom, 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 boom. And along the way of me obtaining my MPH, me also trying to determine, okay, what is going to be my next step and what should I do? I decided that I was going to apply for my PhD. Here I go, applying to Howard again. And Howard, y'all need to get some things straight up there. But I applied to Howard again. They had a health communications degree in PhD that I wanted to pursue, but one of the things that Howard that frustrated me is that you had to take your GRE, and the GRE is basically being done with in many schools, and the same program that is offered at the #1 school that has the health communications in the nation at Indiana University. You don't have to have your GRE, and at UNC Chapel Hill, there's no GRE required. So I was like, I reached out to them, sent them an email, asked them if I could, do I have to take the GRE? And they said, yes, it's the requirement. And I was like, I went ahead and applied. I took the test, I sent everything. And to this day, I still not have heard back from Howard at all. And And so, nevertheless, I end up finding out that Meharry Medical College, which is the South first HBCU medical school, the first HBCU medical school in the South. And if I'm not mistaken, Howard University has the first HBCU medical school in general. So anyhow, I got accepted to Meharry because they first opened their School of Global Health, and they were offering two PhDs: your global health, your PhD in global health equity, or your PhD in health law policy and management. I think I'm saying it wrong. Health policy law and management. I think it's like that. And obviously, I'm decided to go the health equity route. So, so with that being said, though, when I talk about accomplishments, so that was the long way around. I talk about accomplishments. I will say that I'm proud of my academic accomplishments that I have been able to make strides in, that is on the road to where I want to ultimately be. I ultimately want to be a professor and teach at. My preference would be to teach at an HBCU, but if I'm not, I just maybe, back at Carolina or Tulane. I want to teach public health. I want to teach intro to public health or intro to health disparities for people. That is something that's extremely passionate of mine, and a passion of mine. And so when I look at my life and I look at the accomplishments, right now I only see my life in terms of accomplishments in terms of academia. I don't see my life in a total summary of accomplishments. And that's where I'm striving. When I talk about my wellness journey, I am on that journey of trying to raise and elevate my accomplishments for me again in other spaces of my life. My son is raised, and that I could count that as accomplishment, but in some ways I don't feel like I did the thing that I committed to God that I would do when I found out I was pregnant with him. And that is be a godly mom. And that's not, I didn't want to be a good mom. I wanted to be a godly mom. I wanted to be the mom to him that I didn't get a chance to have since she passed away. And be the mom that he specifically needed in the way that he needed it. So I set aside a lot of my life so I could do that. And so now at 51, I kind of feel like I've said this before, I'm kind of playing catch up and trying to okay, so what now? What are you doing now? And so my what now, as I've said, I'm in school. Matter of fact, today I actually have homework that I need to complete. I have homework in my biostat class. I can actually show you. This is homework in my biostat class that I've got to get accomplished by January 31st. And I've also got to read some case studies in my health in my health law case materials and problems. I got to read some case studies in there, but in the global scheme of things, one of the things that I really am passionate, that I really want to do in terms of global health and why I'm getting my PhD, and how that plays in a part into me in terms of my personal accomplishments, is I want to see the world, and I really want to have a better understanding of life outside of just North Carolina. Although I've lived in other states, I have not lived in outside of United States. And I want to live outside the United States, and I want to understand, I want to be able to have a better reset, or not necessarily a better reset, but a better way of looking at life and to grow me. I don't know all the words that I'm looking for to explain, to say what I'm exactly looking for, but I know when I see it. That's just like when somebody asks me what kind of man I want in my life, I never tell them. Absolutely. A little tip: don't ever tell them. Just say I know when I see it. Because I find that sometimes when you tell people what you're looking for in a partner, they end up being very manipulative and trying to be those things that you said you want, and you end up finding out later that they're not those things. But nevertheless, I digress. I'm not talking about that. But I'll know what I'm looking for when I get into that situation. So I have kind of scaled it down to 2 areas. Matter of fact, I've scaled it down to 1 area. I know where I'm looking to move, and I'm putting some feelers out in those spaces to see how that's going to play out. So yeah, I'm just going on this journey. I know that you're going with me, but any encouragement that you can give me, I truly would appreciate it. Just because I am just trying to, to meet anyone that's doing the same thing, and just create a circle or a community or tribe of people who are looking for a space to be liberated in, and find their liberation and just be their authentic selves and do what they're called here to do. I mean, like, be in their purpose, and do what they're called to do.